everybody, I am here live and I wanted to share with you guys the next protocol that we're going to be jumping on. So first round was great for me. I did this in the middle of January, so about a month, and it was a great protocol, and I'll share a little bit about how it was throughout the process. My mom and I did a video earlier, or she did, on liver cleanse, so she's going to get her liver cleanse before starting this protocol. Now it's really good to get prepped for this one by not eating too much of the refined foods so you don't experience any type of hunger or cravings. Even though I didn't, which was really strange. So this nutrition plan consists of consuming a total of 6 boiled eggs a day. So for somebody like myself who's not too fond of eggs, I thought it was going to be a little more challenging. So I was kind of like, ooh, I don't want to do this. But when I did, I'm so glad I did. So it was introduced to me by a friend, and she did the protocol. And this protocol says if you do this the way it's instructed to do, you can lose up to 10 kilos in 10 days. So that's a lot, some odd pounds. So I can tell you that I lost 16 pounds myself doing a 10-day protocol, which was nice. But a lot more inches come off than weight, so I can imagine. I had a few friends do it with me when we started the protocol. They lost an average of anywhere from 12 pounds to 15 pounds, and a couple lost 7 pounds. And I'll share with you why that happened shortly. So for this protocol, you're going to need a total of 60 eggs, since it is a 10-day protocol. Again, you're going to have 6 boiled eggs a day. So breakfast consists of 3 boiled eggs and a cup of green tea. And for lunch, again, you're going to have the 3 boiled eggs with a cup of green tea, and you're going to have 1 apple. If you get hungry throughout the day, you can have another apple and green tea before dinner, and then dinner you're going to have 1 cup of oatmeal. And that cup of oatmeal, you can add flaxseed and crushed almonds. So no sweeteners, no salt, no seasoning, anything of that nature. So I shared with you earlier some of the girls that started, they did put salt and seasoning on their eggs, and they didn't consume that much water. So I noticed kind of documenting what it is that people did and how it differed in the amount of weight that you lose. So as you know, salt holds in a lot of your water, so it could have been some water weight that was retained because of that. So what I do every morning, as I mentioned in previous videos, is I have a cup of water a day. So I have my handy dandy gallon right here. I fill it up every night, so I know how much water I have to consume throughout the day. So what I do is I get at least this much water every single morning, and I add 5 drops of my lemon oil. So we all know that people say drink more lemon water, drink more lemon water. So what this does, it helps your body detox. And if you have it first thing in the morning, it starts getting rid of the toxins as soon as you consume it. So this lemon oil is from doTERRA, and their lemons are from Italy, and it's pretty awesome because it's super potent internal. A lot of essentials you cannot have internally. This one and most all of their oil are internal, and that's specific to doTERRA. So I drink my water, get my system going, get the oil in, get the lemon, and automatically start feeling that, starts flushing my system right away. Okay, so on this protocol, I'm going to have 3 eggs in the morning and tea. So what I like to do is simplify life, right? I'm one of those that always has excuses about not having time, or I don't feel like it, whatever. So I'm going to prep for 5 days today. And what I've done is I've already boiled 30 eggs, and they're here, and they're in cold water, or they were in cold water. And I fill them up. I have my containers, and I put 3 eggs in each of these containers, right? So if I'm prepping for 5 days, I have to have a total of 30 eggs. So those are boiled, ready to go. I have to consume 2 apples a day. So I have 20 apples to start for my first 5 days. And I'm sorry, 5, yeah, for my first 5 days, 20 apples. And then in the evening, you're going to be consuming oatmeal. So it says 1 cup of oatmeal, and of course, after you've cooked it, it's a 1 cup. And what I've done is I've gotten my little plates and I put my oatmeal here. And I like the way it tastes when it's toasted, so I've toasted the oatmeal and put it in here. I measured about 2 tablespoons, maybe 2.5 tablespoons. And I have some crushed almonds here. I have like my topping, and that's all really good for the omegas. It has a lot of good fat in here, so almonds are really good for you. And then I have flaxseed. I buy it whole, as I grind it up to make sure all the oils stay fresh in there. Again, I do buy the gluten-free oatmeal, but any oatmeal is good. And here is my green tea. So I have a bunch of green tea here. You will be consuming for the 10 days 27 bags or 27 cups of green tea. So This one's by Prince of Peace, and it's super strong. And I only use them once, but man, they're so strong I could probably use them 2 or 3 times. And then I have my apples here. And for those of us that are always on the go and just kind of running, this is why I prep it the way that I do. So we don't have much of an excuse, right, to not have enough prepped. I bought this really cute lunch pail or lunch bag at Costco. I think it was like 10 bucks, right? And it came with this little glass or plastic container with portions in it. So I love this one because all my stuff fits in here. And then the best part is it has these little ice packs that you reuse. So like for example, this one here, it has a little zip bag on top and you just slide it in. So I keep these frozen, so if ever I have to go anywhere while I'm on a protocol, I just grab it and go. And then another one fits down here. That's in there, my cooler is ready to go. Okay, so what if you're hanging out and you're visiting somebody and you don't, you have to have your green tea. I always carry a couple of bags of my green tea, right? I put them in the lunch bag as well. Put them in here. And then I have a thermos that I carry with me. Fill it with hot water every morning, right? And this one's really cute because it has like a little, right here. So I take my tea bag, put it in here, and take my 1 cup of green tea. So it's very, very easy to make it a part of your everyday, even hectic schedule. So I don't want that as an excuse, right? It's ready. So liver detox tonight, gallbladder starting, and then tomorrow morning we're gonna get started with this. So what I do is I put these in these little containers, and I have 5 ready to go. And again, I got them on eBay, and I paid very little for them, and they're pretty durable, they're pretty sturdy. So this is the way I portion everything out, so last minute I'm not stressing about what I'm going to do or how I'm going to do it. So here's my dinner for 5 days, guys, right? Here are my 5 containers. And to that, I'm going to add the hot water, right? I cover it so it kind of seeps. You can put the flax seeds, sprinkle some flax seed on it afterwards, and some almonds. Sometimes I was even mixing it up and having it like that, but it gets kind of mushy. Now, you know flaxseed, if you let it sit in water for too long, it expands. And that's the reason why it helps us feel fuller for longer. So flaxseed's awesome for omega. I started taking it because I used to have digestive issues. So that helped me not have those problems anymore. So I love flax, and then the almonds. Again, here's my water. And then with these, what I do is my little containers, I grab all my eggs and I peel them. And I'm going to spread them out now because I'm going to peel my eggs when I get off this call here, or this feed. Here are my 10 containers because again, I'm going to have 6 a day. And I'll put those in here. Okay, put all my eggs in there, 3 in each container. Close them up. There's my breakfast and lunch for 5 days. Okay, bunch of apples. I wash my apples really good in my with my water with my Kagan, so I can get all the stuff on there. Sometimes they come with wax, which is pretty gross. So I want to make sure I get as much as I can. I don't want to peel it because that's where all the fiber is in the peel. So I want to make sure to do that. Now, a lot of you might say, oh my gosh, that's it, 6 eggs and oatmeal. It seems like not so much food, but it's very filling. Now, eggs are loaded with protein, and some people might say, aren't eggs bad for you? Well, if you're consuming a high-calorie diet with a lot of cholesterol and eating the stuff you're not supposed to, like refined carbs and stuff, and then you add eggs to it, it's probably not a good idea. But you're eating just 6 eggs a day, and this is why I recommend you to do like a liver and gallbladder cleanse before you start, to kind of get your system, if it's feeling a little sluggish, to kind of get it uplifted so you can start on the protocol without the need for cravings, some lightheadedness when you go on other programs. So if you're not one to prep, like we did the raw detox, it's a lot of prep time. This is super easy, guys. Super easy. And let me tell you that you have a lot of energy. So this is about a 900 calorie nutrition plan. So they recommend that you limit to like a 15-minute brisk walk. So you can't keep going to the gym and doing all the crazy exercises because you will feel faint. You're only consuming 900 calories, but they're good calories and they're nutrient dense. So you have a lot of fiber, you have the protein in here, you have your fatties, right? Your good fats in here. You have the oatmeal, which is also loaded with fiber. You go to the bathroom a lot the first day. The first day, you're going to lose about 2 to 3 pounds on average. because your body's kind of like, what are you feeding me now? So if you're used to eating a certain way and then you change it to something that's loaded in protein and has a lot of fiber, the first you'll notice that there's more of a weight loss there. And then throughout the days, I know with me, I had so much energy, I had trouble sleeping. So don't let that creep you out. I know a lot of the girls felt a lot of energy. So that's one thing you're going to feel, and it's kind of really strange because you're not consuming that much. But again, what you are consuming is nutrient dense and it's full, and it just helps you be full of energy. So if you have a project to take on, this is a good time to get it started. Okay, so here's a cheat, not a cheat, but this is something that you can do. Okay, and I didn't do it this time around because I felt so good last time. If you feel like you're hungry in between your meals, you're allowed to snack on cucumbers and carrots. So what I did is I had taken out these little things because I figured I was going to do it as well. But the last time, the picture I uploaded earlier was from the last time I prepped it. So I got my little containers, and as I mentioned to you guys on the last prep, I got a bunch of cucumbers and carrots and put them in here and put my lids on them and stuck them in the fridge. I said, okay, if I do get hungry or I feel like I have to nibble on something in between the meals, you can nibble on carrots and cucumbers. And you know what? Give me a second here because I was going to go online so I can see your guys' questions, and I'm noticing someone's asking me a question. Hold on, Annabelle, I'm coming. So I'm really excited because my mom's going to be doing this with me and my sister Annabelle as well. And I see you on the feed, Annabelle. Oh, she says make sure we're on our doTERRA Serenity cap. So doTERRA makes really awesome for ready oil, and you can take them internally. You can take them internally, and they help you sleep really well. And that was happening with me. I told a friend, I don't know what's wrong. I can't sleep. I'm doing good. Hi, Diana. I'm doing good. I'm trying to sleep because let me tell you guys, as I mentioned to you guys before, if you're sleeping well at night, you will lose more weight because you need to go through that rejuvenating cycle at night. So make sure, any worries or stressors you have throughout the day, get them done and go to sleep. Try to get a minimum of 7 to 8 hours. I know for a lot of people it's difficult, but 6 hours for sure. No excuses, okay? And you will see that your body's going to respond a lot better to nutrition plans when you are getting the amount of rest that you need, okay? And it's funny, Annabelle, for some reason the Serenity wasn't working on me, and I told Dina, she goes, past tense on. So kind of like an ADHD kid, right? I was so wired that a calming wasn't helping me. But once I put past tense on, which is more of a tension blend, and then I fell asleep. So I should have asked her days before not sleeping, right? But I learned. So what I'm going to do now is, again, my dinner's already ready for 5 days. Yay. I'm going to peel my eggs. I'm going to get them into this container. The apples, I just wash them all and I eat them as I go. And then, again, tea, the green tea. You're going to have it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So make sure you're consuming the green tea for sure. I'm not a fan of green tea, and I'm not a fan of eggs, and I don't like apples anymore. So I can sit here and have excuses, but again, I did it. And the last few days, I think like by day 7 or 8, I was kind of losing my mind because I don't like eggs, and I was consuming eggs. So I just started finding a healthier way to deal with my not being happy on the egg protocol. And it's cool because you get on the scale, and I was a minimum of 2 pounds every day. So that was enough to keep me going. But because I'm not a fan of eggs, I started kind of dreading it a little bit during 7 or 8. So my friend showed me how to Snapchat, and we're just like sending each other really goofy messages throughout the time. And what if you can't drink caffeine? I'm sorry. You know what, Diana? I want to say there's caffeine-free green tea. And I couldn't tell you where to buy it because I have no clue. But I'm finding that Walmart is now has stocked up with a bunch of stuff that we can have. So I would recommend maybe at Walmart, maybe you can Google it first. You don't have to run over there. There are caffeine-free green teas. Does anybody else know if there is out there? If you can share, I'd appreciate it where you found it. But I know that a lot of people have sensitivity to caffeine, but that would be another option. Okay, so look for the caffeine-free one. Let me see, what was I at? So this is it. Again, I was losing my mind about day 7, but I was so excited about the weight loss and the way that I was feeling that I was determined to finish no matter what. So positive attitude is key. Anytime I feel like quitting something, I remind myself why I started, okay? And it can be a little troublesome at first because you're trying to convince yourself. So before you start, when you cleanse and you think, I take time and I pray and I ask God, help me because I want to do this to feel better, to look better, to have more energy. And then anytime I feel like I'm struggling, I remind myself and I challenge myself to have a more positive attitude so I can finish strong. And science does show you, and it does prove, that the happier your mind is, the better your body responds. So just having a positive attitude alone, guys, helps you lose more weight, believe it or not. Or helps you do anything better. In this case, I'm trying to lose weight, so I'm going to do that one. So this is how it works. Super, super simple. Again, here's your grocery list. You get 60 eggs. And make sure you box them up somewhere on the side so your family doesn't steal your eggs, because you don't want to run out of eggs all of a sudden or have to run to the grocery store. I go to the grocery store as little as possible. So 60 eggs, I'm like, don't touch them. Again, I boil 30. Some people are okay with having their eggs boiled for 10 days. I kind of want a little more fresh. People that buy their boiled eggs at like Costco. And for me, I mean, it was easier because they're already boiled and peeled and ready to go. But I didn't like the consistency. So for me, it was not a better choice. It wasn't the best choice for me. For some people, it may be in their own amount of calories or whatever it is that you need in an egg, right? It's still there. So I'm going to go ahead and get my eggs peeled and get them in my container. Is there anybody else who might have any questions? Okay, so again, I keep starting the grocery list and I forget. So 60 eggs, right? You're going to need 2 apples a day for 10 days, or you do about 3 apples. Do about 3 apples a day for 10 days, and you're looking at about, what, 30 apples? Okay? You can have green apples, you can have red apples. It doesn't matter what, as long as it's an apple, you're good. So kind of get the variety. Some flaxseed is recommended to sprinkle in your oatmeal. And then almonds. You can add almonds to it. You could even save some of your apple and put it in your oatmeal. Like I cut it up in little cubes to kind of give it some flavor and a different look because I couldn't put sugar in it, and that helped a little bit. You cannot use raisins, so make sure you're not putting raisins in there, but any other fruit like peaches, you can do, I just stick with apples because it's just there. It's easy and I already had them, so I did apples. Green tea, and if you're caffeine sensitive, get decaffeinated green tea. I know you can find it. They're coming up with a bunch of stuff nowadays. And consume water. I cannot stress that enough. The different weight loss in many people had a lot to do with, again, either too much salt in the eggs. I wasn't putting anything in the eggs at all. I'm sure I can put some eggs in it. And no apricots. Thank you, Yesenia. No apricots. So there was a couple of like, so Yesenia was on the protocol with me, and she did very well. She said she felt a lot of energy as well. And so my mom was motivated because she did it. Because I'm the crazy one when I come up with stuff, but as soon as somebody else does it, okay, we'll try it. So this time around, my mom's going to start with me, and I'm so proud of her. My sister Annabelle, she's on the feed, and she's also going to start with me. And I just find that it's a lot funner in numbers, guys. I can do things myself, but there's nothing like having somebody else jump on with you to keep you going, to keep you accountable. And when you're all leveled out, as I called it, then you have somebody like, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. And you'll find that they're the reasons that sometimes you succeed because they're believing in you and they're encouraging you to keep going. So that's super fun and exciting for me to have a buddy, accountability buddy. But I strongly, strongly encourage you to start this one. This is probably one of the easiest ones I've been on. Again, it's not going to set you back. It's super, super affordable. And if you need somebody to cry with while you're on day 5 or 6, when you're getting sick of eggs, it's good to have somebody to reach out to. So we're going to be here supporting you guys in any way you need to. Get those walks in, you guys, because it's more than exercise and mobility. It's helping to clear your mind. And a lot of times, Yesenia says that she's going to do this protocol once a month. So that's really good. And she did awesome. I'm so proud of you. She did awesome on this protocol. So this is what I'm thinking. If we can try to eat as healthy as possible and then get on a regimen like this once a month, it helps your body keep going. Your metabolism that keeps going. The 3-day detox is also something really well that you can do. It's very easy to follow. It's only 3 days, you know. If you find that 10 days on the egg challenge might be a little too challenging, tell yourself you're going to do it for 3 days, you know, and see how you feel. So set your mind to say 3 days. Dina, so funny. Well, she was one of my Snapchat buddies, and she just kept asking me questions like, "You're doing excellent. I'm so excited. It's so extraordinary. So egg for everything." And that just kept me going. So if I didn't have somebody to make me laugh as much as the girls did, maybe I wouldn't have finished. I don't know. I just know that it was really, really fun to make jokes about the eggs and all that good stuff. And it did keep me encouraged. So I would strongly encourage you guys to find the accountability partner. If not, I'm right here and I'll keep you accountable. I think that's it, guys, as far as the information is concerned. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of questions, and I'll be here. Put them on the comments, put them on the threads, so anybody else that might have the same question, we can answer it as well. Grocery list, again, super simple. I'll write it up and I'll put it up there for you guys to see it and check back with. So if you guys don't have any questions, or are there any questions right now, I can answer them. All right. Okay. Well, you guys have yourself a great night.